Here's some video footage from the U11 Boys Premier game against Pegasus Premier Red. So this week in practice we focused on defending. So we actually looked at what we called the 4Ps. So adding pressure to the ball, making play predictable, being patient in our challenge, and then being powerful with our challenge. So actually you can see here Jonathan does very well against 15, one of their key players. He adds pressure, he makes it predictable, forces him the way he wants him to go. He's patient with his challenge and then makes his challenge at the right time to regain possession of the ball. And here you can actually see Caden being powerful when shielding the ball. Here in our goal, we actually regain possession of the ball higher up the field. We look to build it out wide. I actually don't feel this was a foul, but it was given as a foul. And then we just show some desire to regain possession of the ball quickly from their kick. So Ryan pounces on their touch and then finishes brilliantly with his left foot. Some more footage for the first half. So I think one of the biggest takeaways from this game was the core value of the week was tenacity, which basically means to work when others aren't watching. And I think it's fair to say that all the players did this. So we actually create a chance out of nothing here. There's a couple of turnovers in possession in the middle and we regain it. Moving into the second half, it's the same again. We just have that desire to, as soon as we lose the ball, the boys are hunting it down and trying to win it back. And we spoke about this before the game and how tenacity means to be strong and courageous, and you can see this from our players. We just want to regain that possession of the ball as soon as we win it. And even though sometimes it's a little bit frantic, I think one of the takeaways for the boys is they must remember as soon as we regain possession, we can now calm down and look to find a pass to our players' feet. Pegasus were clearly very frustrated as we got numbers back behind the ball, and one thing that we did do very well in the game was our centre midfielders dropped and covered their wingers, which stopped their switch in play. This enabled us a lot of the times to regain possession of the ball and then break quickly, which is how we created a lot of chances. So there you can see obviously Chandler turning over possession of the ball. He can probably just get it on the ground and find feet there. So this actually leads to a chance as there's a couple of turnovers in possession and then Pegasus patiently build, and then unfortunately we don't add pressure on this one occasion quickly enough to the ball and they manage to get a switch in play. The ball gets out to the other side of the field and they get across into the box, and actually if you look at the moment, the player in the box that gets the shot off was unmarked when the cross came in. But yeah, again, just as you can see, there's just a desire from the boys that we're getting numbers around the ball and trying to regain possession quickly. You know, players are taking up good positions to intercept passes. Obviously, this becomes easier once you've played against a team a couple times and you start to know their strengths and what their weaknesses are. So here you can actually see Chandler does excellent. He's patient with his challenge again, and we regain possession, and all of a sudden we're on the break. We're actually in a 2v2 here. And end up winning a corner out of it. So here you can see Luke just showing some desire, trying to use his power to regain possession, which he does. And then they end up taking a quick throw in, and yet again Dylan even drops in to try and help defend. But we end up regaining possession of the ball and winning a throw in higher up the field. Just from getting numbers behind the ball, stopping Pegasus from penetrating our back line, and then having just that desire to get the ball out as soon as we regained it. And then yet again, from a high press, from pressing the ball higher up the field, we end up winning a throwing higher up the field. And then we drive forwards to make it 2-0 with about 2 minutes to go. So you can actually see Daniel does excellent here, uses his body brilliantly, and then has the composure to find Dylan, who takes it round the defender and finishes brilliantly to seal the game. Unfortunately, I didn't get the footage from the foul from the penalty. From what I saw, I didn't think it was a foul, but here's the goal that made the game 2-1. But just some areas for the boys to think about as we move forwards.